live from Studio 6B on a Monday, May 6th. Real America's Voice, Dish Network Channel 219, Pluto TV, Samsung TV Plus, wherever you're watching. Glad you're in. Hope you had a great weekend. Welcome on in on a Monday. Rick Delgado's here. He's going to do some news. David Zier is here as well. Got a lot of great information and some news as well. Mr. Delgado, how are you?
I'm good. Good. Had a good weekend.
What'd you do?
Let's see. Aside from having Kate pick the winner of the Derby, 2 out of 3 horses that she picked. Let's see. What else?
She picked Mystic Dan?
Yeah.
Wow.
You know why she picked Mystic Dan? And she told me this while they were doing the interview. She goes, always pick the, and I never knew this. She goes, always pick the trainer that they talk to first. I'm like, why is that? She goes, they always end up winning it. And literally, they talk to the guy. 20 minutes later, his horse comes through by a nose, and she's like, told you. I was like, you got to be kidding me. She's like, yeah, I don't know why. I just noticed it.
He was big odds, too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
18 to 1?
Something like that. 16 or 18 or something like that to 1.
I was looking at, I didn't bet it, but I was looking at Sierra Leone.
Which took second,
so that would have been a loser if I had bet it. But what the odds were, I mean, the problem is you can't make any money on these odds when you're betting a 2 to 3 to 1 horse.
Right.
It's not that great, worth the risk. But Mystic Dan, if you were somehow found your way onto him, it would have been certainly worth it.
Yeah.
$100 returns about $1,800.
Yeah, it would have been
good.
Nice. I don't have a betting app. I think I'm going to be. I think that's my next job is getting a betting app. So when she feels this need to be like, no, that's going to win, I got it.
Okay, a couple bucks on the old number, whatever.
Exactly. Other than that, I celebrated 2 days of Cinco de Mayo for all the Puerto Ricans out there. Nice.
Isn't that Mexican?
And you yourself, how do you celebrate Cinco de Mayo since you are Puerto Rican?
I drink. What do you call it? Those Spanish beers. What are they called?
Yeah, those are yummy.
Those. Got it.
With the tomato.
Cuervos.
Jose Cuervo?
No, I have that too. But I have the
with the tomato juice.
What's the damn stupid beer?
My brain is.
No, not that one. I'm not. I
the one
don't
you have to
the
put
mark of a
Coronas. You have to put
Corona,
a lime in.
That's what it's called. I have Corona and I have burritos and then I had some fried tacos yesterday.
You have a taco bowl like President Trump did at that time.
No, but it's amazing. It's varied. The tastes are so varied, like the people from Mexico.
I thought you were talking about the micheladas. You ever had one of those?
I never heard of that.
Really
Who's
good.
he?
It's tomato juice and beer, spicy tomato juice and beer.
I don't think I'd have that.
Big in the
So you didn't visit a Bogota?
I did not visit a Bogota. Okay. I went to Taco Island, and they hooked me up with all my my Mexican favorites.
Okay.
So that was good.
Sounds like a blast of a weekend.
And I opened my pool.
Oh, congratulations.
The pool is already open.
Very good. Now, do you take care of the pool the whole summer yourself?
Of course.
Okay. As do I. Very good.
Same.
Mr. Zier, how are you?
Great.
I don't know if you can live up to that, but how was your weekend?
Good luck.
I had dos Corona Lights yesterday for Cinco de Mayo.
I had 3.
Celebrating the French expulsion from Mexico. And that was fun. Prepared for this week. Sat in on the Trump trial today.
Well, yeah, we want to get to that. That's the majority of I want to hear about today. Being there in person, we'll talk about that. I spent the better part of the weekend, if you're all interested, in the car, driving 8 hours.
You were out of state, right?
Yes, I went to Messiah College in some town in Pennsylvania, 4 hours and 4 minutes away.
Messiah,
yeah. It was the
like a Christian
Premier
college?
the Premier One basketball tournament. At Spooky Nuke, but they used Spooky Nuke and they also used the off-site, which was Messiah College, which is about 25 minutes from Spooky Nuke.
Oh, so it's even further.
Actually, 25 minutes is a little closer and more north. So it's not saving you a ton.
Right.
About 20 minutes.
What'd you say, Spooky Tooth?
Spooky Nuke.
Yeah, Spooky Tooth.
It's one of the premier sports facilities on the East Coast. It's just unbelievable. You can't even believe it till you see it.
In Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's in the middle of nowhere.
Literally.
God-fearing country.
What's it, about 10,000 square feet, the place? Probably more.
It's bigger than that.
40,000
Indoor
square feet?
field arena?
Everything.
It's huge.
I mean, everything you can imagine.
Everything.
So anyways, I was there at the Premier One basketball tournament, which, by the way, we won.
Oh, nice.
4-0.
Nice.
All 4 games. 2 Saturday, 2 Sunday, included the championship nail biter. 38-36 final, a defensive outing there in the championship game is really the only test we got.
Very nice.
But the boys played well and pulled it out. You know how many we had on this trip? 5.
That's it? Oh, damn.
So that would mean every kid played every game, minute. All game.
Right.
And so they were dragging on the championship game.
Well, here's the best part, though. Did they at least play teams from other states?
Yes, all
okay,
from other
good.
States, yeah.
Because it sucks when you go to these tournaments and it's
you
like,
play your
hey,
team that you share the gym with.
Right,
yeah.
that's the team we play every week.
Yeah,
what
exactly.
the hell? What are we getting lined up against them for?
Yeah, no, we played all kinds of other teams, so it was good.
Cool.
Trip, and it's fun. We have fun, man. 4 hours in the car with my son is just fun. He's just a ride. It's just great time. It's just great time in the car and in the hotel. Try to keep him off his damn phone. But no, it was fun. He's
we
just
dragged
the best.
the family everywhere for 20 years. You know,
yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So
cool.
Hope you all had a good weekend as well. So, Mr. Zier, you woke up this morning and chose violence, I guess, right? You decided that you were going to go in and subject yourself to this lunatic judge who today says, well, you're the former president, and you might be the next president, so I don't really want to think about jail time, but you're leaving me no choice, effectively, is what he said to the former president today, this nut job in New York City. And again, I say, yeah, go ahead. I dare you. I dare you to do that. But give me your take.
Same thing. It's the whole thing is bizarre. Eric Trump was in there. Boris Epstein was in there. I think I saw Alina Habba, Jason Miller, the whole team.
So, run us through it. For those of us who will never be able to do this, so what is it like? What do you do?
So you got to get there early. I was on the road at 4 a.m. to go to the city. So you park, you go, you stand online at the courthouse. You wait for about an hour and a half outside because, we have a spot in there, but you lose it if you don't have continuous coverage. So I've been alternating with Andrew Giuliani this week. And we have someone else there, Cassandra. She's been helping us out. She's wonderful. And keeping the seat filled because we don't want to be given to somebody else. And then, you go, there's 2 security checks, 2 different metal detectors on 2 different floors, 2 lines. Security is very tight. They're all business. NYPD and the court officers, they're just great. They're friendly, I think they think it's a charade just by the looks on their face, So you go in the courtroom and you wait for everybody to come in, and the Trump team comes in. And, Trump was in relatively good spirits, but it's like an aquarium. All the photogs go up to the front who are allowed to. Not everyone's allowed. Once you're in that box and sitting in the bench, you're not allowed to move. But there's, photogs and journalists that are allowed to go up and take pictures of Trump. They're right in his face with the camera at 9 o'clock in the morning. It's got to be miserable. And, the Trump goes on this speech and basically said he didn't want to do this, and he realizes the magnitude of the decision of putting the former president in jail, but that if he had to, he will, because Trump is interfering with justice, and he's attacking the rule of law. Now, part of this stems from our very own John Fredericks, who did the interview with him, I think April 22nd, maybe. I forgot the date. On Real America's Voice, the judge was using that as one of the violations of the gag order and holding him in contempt, where I think Trump said in that interview that the judge has no business being on the trial because of all his conflicts of interest and the like.
What's untrue or wrong about that?
There's nothing. But these teams, the prosecution, they're all business. And the minutia. I sat there for almost 2 hours just listening to the controller of the Trump organization that was there for 37 years, and he's retired now. He's there for 37 years. He wrote all the checks. Most of the checks had to be invoiced. They traced it back to, to everybody in the company, and they went over month by month by month. He spent 10 minutes per month showing exhibits on the screen. Now, the Trump defense team and Bovee, he objected to the evidence because he said he just got these exhibits yesterday. And Judge Marchand wouldn't have any of it and said, you could have called me yesterday. You had plenty of time to, handle this before. And he objected 4 times, and all 4 times it was overruled by the judge. So I feel there's an imbalance in there in the room. Couldn't give more time to review it and make that the next day, maybe the part of the, the evidence that's being put forth. But the whole thing is crazy. Now the RNC raised like $75 million last month with Trump. So that's good. But he's off the campaign trail. And this is the real election interference. And you're in that room. You can't have a phone unless, if you have New York City press credentials, you can type on your laptop. But Trump can't talk on the phone. He can't text. He can't follow what's going on. He can't see what's going on in the battleground states. They've effectively neutered him. But it doesn't matter, I guess, because Trump's surging in popularity because of all this, I guess. But it's got to hurt, and it's got to really get them crazy.
Well, didn't Trump come out today and say the judge now says he wants him there for another 2 or 3 weeks?
It looks like the prosecution could wrap up in 2 weeks. I'm not so sure
2
exactly.
weeks?
What's
2 weeks
happen.
for a case that they don't even have anything.
Right. What do they present? What are we
Michael
doing?
Cohen's going to take the stand. Stormy Daniels is going to take the stand. There's other members of the Trump organization that are probably going to get called. We don't know if Trump's going to take, to be on the stand or not. But it's really incredible, the resource. Now, the judge was saying, if I put you in jail, there's all these resources and Secret Service, and we have to it's going to be problematic for us, but I'll do it. But what about the election interference and all the money it's costing the Trump campaign to be there, and his logistics? Because it's a double negative, right? It's not, he can't be out on the road campaigning, but he also has to spend all this money to make accommodations in New York while his businesses are, still have to run, which his kids are running. So, I just think the whole thing is egregious, and I'll be back there tomorrow, maybe a couple more days this week, and I'm sure there's going to be fireworks because I think Stormy Daniels is going to take the stand soon. I took a lot of notes, but I don't want to bore you. It's surreal. It's dystopian is what it is.
I mean, to think they'd have to deal with this for another 2 to 6 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks just to get through the prosecution's case.
Yeah.
On something that's not even illegal, on an agreement that everybody does, including that damn office, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, give me a break.
I met Michael Cohen on Inauguration Day with Trump, and he looked really nervous. He was a sketchy cat.
All right, live from Studio 6B, just getting started on a Monday. Sports news all coming up right after this. Alrighty, we're live on a Monday night.
Oh, that's right. We're
on social media. Make sure you like and share the show if you can. If you're on social media, make sure you hit the thumbs up or the heart or wherever platform you're on. Helps get the word out there, gets the video out there.
I'm trying to open all 6 platforms at once. Let's see what I can juggle here.
Did you hear Biden today talking about, he says, could you imagine a kid saying to their mom, "Oh no, Mom, don't take me to the Rio Grande because it's against the law." He says, "Oh, come on, get out of here!" Like, okay. Is there any other federal law we can apply that same standard to? I'd like to know a couple.
What was he talking about?
He was talking about illegals.
Talking about illegals coming across the border. He says, "Could you imagine a 2-year-old saying to their parent, 'Don't take me to Rio Grande, Mom, because it's illegal?'" He says, "Come on, get out of here. These are model citizens."
Yeah.
Like just flouting the law. Like it's not like we don't
it's
have
okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. They're model citizens.
That one's okay. It's a joke.
You can tell they're model citizens by the way they break the law.
What other ones can we
I got some good stories for you on illegals tonight.
Speaking of model citizens, did you see who RFK got endorsed by today?
No.
Kevin Spacey.
Oh, yikes.
I'm sure that'll help.
Not.
If I had a list of people I did not want to endorse me, he'd probably be in the top 5.
Why don't I have a YouTube chat?
You have to give it a second. It'll come up.
Comes up.
Yeah, it's slow.
I'm a little slow. Here's my energy drink. My second one today. And I had a cup of coffee. Oh, my God. All right, what platform am I missing? X. Missing X. And Rumble.
I mean, do you think Kristi Noem is Kristi Noem just out to ruin whatever career she had?
No.
Is that what she's trying to do?
She is, yeah.
Like, is this on purpose? I heard she's looking at a job for the NRA. She's looking at a job at the NRA now. She was offered.
She can get one there because she knows how to use a gun. But,
yeah, clearly she's
she'll shoot anything. But you know, between that and meeting Kim Jong-un.
I mean, what?
Like,
I mean,
what story is that?
Oh my God!
Like, didn't even deny it. Say no, that was totally wrong. It shouldn't have never been in there. I was making a joke. She just said, "Well, I've met a lot of world leaders."
That was All right, 17 past the hour, live from Studio 6B. Man, driving 4 hours home last night after driving 4 hours there. I'm tired. Well, so let me I know Slick's not here yet to do sports, but I got to start with the biggest takeaway for me and I haven't even had a chance to watch all of it yet, but have you seen or heard anything from the Tom Brady roast?
I've seen clips. Yes.
OMGZ.
Was Ben Affleck wasted?
OMGZ with the capital OMG.
Yeah.
I think it might be some of the greatest television I've ever watched, number one. And I could not believe if there's a moment we want to look back on and say the woke culture really died or took a big step put one full foot into the grave as far as when it relates to sports, I think it would be last night. I don't think people are even understanding how big a deal. After Jerry Seinfeld came out, remember just a couple weeks ago and said, Delgado, you have to watch it because you, of all people, will you cannot believe what this roast was like. That Tom Brady allowed it to happen, sat there, it was...
He even had to step in.
I heard it was brutal.
It was as old-fashioned, brutal, but in such a good way roast, like Dean Martin, like just the old-fashioned, everything goes, every group... No one's off limits. Every group took it. Every person took it. Netflix took it. Dana White went after Netflix. Yeah.
That was one of the big clips I saw this morning, was the Dana White clip.
I could not believe it. Belichick was unbelievably good.
I heard he was funny.
Brady roasted everybody to get it started. He was great. Basically admitting in some weird way to Deflategate was great. Belichick was great. Drew Bledsoe was there. He was good. Peyton Manning, always comedic timing is good. He was good. Gronkowski took just a beating from this, Nikki Glaser?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I'm in love with her. She roasted Gronkowski with some things that were I couldn't. I'm telling you, got to watch it. It's just unbelievable. Now, listen, if you're sensitive to
harsh language,
then don't watch it because it's brutal. But oh my God, did woke culture go to die last night at the Tom Brady roast? I
heard the one thing he did kind of, and I don't know if it was part of a bit or something. When he talked, I forget who made the joke about him
Kraft.
being. Yeah, about the Robert Kraft thing. Can I give you a massage?
There and said, don't say that S again.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
like
I don't
Ross,
know. People
Ross.
say that it was a genuine moment. Some other people thought that it was maybe they weren't sure if it was a genuine moment. Everybody who was on the dais said it was.
Right.
That was not on the teleprompter because all the jokes, I guess, were on the teleprompter.
He thought he was going to go Will Smith on him.
I guess that was. I guess the two things that he laid the groundwork that were off the, not on the were his kids, and was the Kraft family.
Right.
Those are the two things that were off limits. Certainly not his ex-wife.
Yeah.
That was definitely not off
I
limits.
saw some
But Jeff Ross is always brutal like that.
Man.
Right?
His
Yeah.
divorce was not off limits.
No, neither was him getting his ass kicked by her new boyfriend.
Yeah, none of that was off limits. But he did say his kids, and obviously he thought the Kraft family and Robert Kraft specifically should have been. So that was the only moment. But man, oh man, you talk about just a beating of woke everything. Just took a beating, and on Netflix of all places.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I love the Dana White thing. He's like, is Dana not trans enough for you?
Yeah.
Just amazing.
It was pretty unbelievable.
Yeah.
So you got to if you're into anything like that, the good old fashioned roast like back in the Dean Martin days and all
Yeah,
those,
with Don Rickles
like
and all
real
that stuff.
yeah. I mean, this was a real roast. This was a real roast. Like wow.
Like not like the Comedy Central crap that they've been doing.
No, this was like. I mean, this just took the lines and just crumpled them up and threw them out the window. There were no lines. Unbelievable.
Well, I'm gonna have to now make a plan to watch.
Oh, you got to watch it. You got to watch
Trump was hilarious at the Friars Club about 20 years ago. They do the annual roast. He was pretty good.
But he's got great comedic timing.
Yeah.
I mean, even in his speeches, he's great. All right, let's do some news. And here with that is Rick Delgado. News is brought to you by our friends at 7Cells, 7cells.com. What's going on?
All right. Well, a bunch of, I got a bunch of clips here and some news stuff as well. Let's start with this one. I know this happened, I guess, over the weekend or maybe late Friday. Mark Hamill decided he was going to visit the White House, the press briefing room.
Yeah, we played it.
Yeah.
Brutal.
So here he is, I guess, making his Obi-Wan Kenobi joke. Did we play the Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
We did?
Yeah, we did. But you could.
No, that's all right. I'll pass it.
You could play it again.
Because I forgot that we had played it because I kept seeing it over the weekend. I'm like, did he do this twice? Is there a different time that happened?
Well, play it. Let me see it. Let's make sure it's the same one.
Let's see if it's the same one. This would be cut number 11. This is Mark Hamill at the White House.
How many of you had Mark Hamill lead the press briefing on your
sounds like
bingo
Biden.
card?
Why is and how
me
much is
either.
he slurring?
And look, I just got to meet the president. He gave me these
we did play
aviator
it.
glasses.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love the merch.
Can Biden bring up Star Wars too, sir?
Well, I called him Mr. President. He said, "You can call me Joe." And I said, "Can I call you Joe-B-Wan Kenobi?" And he liked that.
Hard to watch.
Yeah, hard to watch.
Do we have a bomb anymore? Do we have a thing?
We do, but we can't trigger it at a moment's notice.
Oh, okay. Well, that would be the whole kind of point of it.
Yeah, that's
Well, if we update our equipment, maybe we can.
wow.
Yeah, it was. He sounds drunk.
He does sound drunk.
Yeah.
And there were other clips of him like hanging out with Karine Jean-Pierre and giving her it's just weird stuff. It's just amazing what the Hollywood ass kissers will do because they got to get on board with Joe Biden because they know he's getting trashed in all the polls. I guess more polls are coming out. David, you've probably seen him where now Trump is ahead like in both major polls in terms of all the swing states.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, just remember this: polls don't matter. The only thing that matters is ballots. So until we get a good control over those polls,
and what matters even more is who counts the ballots. Because let's face it, we all know that comes from the Marxist ideology. It doesn't matter who votes; it matters who counts the vote.
I think the polls matter in the House races, the Senate races, the governor's races more than the presidential races these days.
I think they matter in terms of the psyche for the American people to believe something. Because remember, in the polls in 2020, they made it believable that Joe Biden could win.
Well, there was definitely voter suppression in Minnesota or Wisconsin.
Right.
They had Trump up 17 or something, right? And it was people didn't come out to vote.
Yeah, according to them. Anyhow, this
According
real
to
quick
them.
clip from former Trump administration Kellyanne Conway. She went on Bill Maher to talk about Joe Biden being president, and that she admits that she's going to say that he did win the presidency. And here it is, cut 14.
He'll never leave. And there are people on the right pushing the American Conservative magazine.
He hasn't conceded the 2020 election yet. What do you mean how? You make it sound like it's a crazy idea.
No,
he has not conceded the one he did lose.
I'll concede it because it's very obvious who the president is. It's very obvious Joe Biden is the president, presiding over 20% increases in gas and groceries, presiding over 22% increases in healthcare, 36% in car insurance. I mean, people can't afford the natural accoutrements of an adult life, which is why young people have abandoned Biden. So it's very clear Donald Trump is not the president. Our economy sucks. The border is open. 8.8 million people came here. That's larger than the population of 39 states. It's insane. We know who the president is.
We will get to all these issues.
That's a good way to do it.
But right now,
That's a good way to
By
do
the way,
it.
I meant the other way around. They had Biden up 17 points in Wisconsin.
All right, more news with Delgado coming up. Sports with Slick, news with David Zia. Oh, we'll be back on a Monday right after this.
Well, then he's not going to see it.
You're not going to see it.
Yeah, sorry, social media
The greatest
followers.
television I think I've ever seen, and you're not going to be able to see it.
You can probably watch it.
Yeah, sure.
If you go to Netflix on your phone, you can probably watch it there.
The roast was on Netflix. Is that where it aired? I saw some of it. I don't know where I was watching
Yeah, it
it.
was live on Netflix.
Yeah.
They produced it and hosted it. And
I went to school with one of the writers. He was posting the unused jokes on his Twitter last night.
oh, really?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Who was that?
Oh, that's pretty cool. The
Jesse
unused
Joyce
jokes?
is his name.
How are those? Any good?
You can see why some of them weren't used, but some of them were about his kids, which is why they were struck, and then
Yeah,
others were just
no
kind of
no need for that.
But again, like he pitches lines, and then whether the comics use them or not, it's just up to them.
The girl, who did I say her name was? The blonde.
Yeah.
I just said Glazer.
Yeah.
Oh, Nikki.
Glazer. Nikki Glazer.
Oh my God! Did she kill? She killed like. She's dirty though.
They were bashing her pretty good, too.
Yeah, she got booed by Kardashian or something.
No,
didn't
she
she?
said,
I
Tom-
think she did.
She said Tom lost $30 million in crypto. She said, Tom, how the F do you do that? She says, even Gronkowski said, me knowing that's not real money. I thought Kevin Hart was going to fall off I thought Kevin Hart was going to literally fall off the chair he was on. $50 in the house tonight. Who's that? I don't even know who that is.
Who's that?
Oh, look at this idiot. Oh, my God. Give it
Oh,
up.
God.
Already. Can't stand him. Even though he loves Prince, I still can't stand him. Doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything for me. Oh, me and Spike? Spike looks like a cricket. Eddie Murphy? Spike looks like a cricket.
I mean, listen, the Knicks were up, 8 in this game? Now
Oh,
they're down
you know.
2?
They're going down in 4.
They're going down in 4. Knicks down in 4.
How about the Rangers? They looked good last night, man. They looked good, Rangers. That was a good game with Carolina. Carolina had them shaking right at the end. Woof! They almost tied it up. Nothing like playoffs. Playoffs. Dallas advances. That was nice over Vegas. Vegas won the cup last year. Let me see what's going on.
live from Studio 6B on a Monday. Glad you're in. Real America's Voice. David Zier is going to do some news. Slick's going to do some sports. Slickster, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing good tonight, Big D. How are you?
How was your weekend?
Busy weekend, but good. Very good.
Okay, very good.
Getting over my cold here.
Did you do any celebrating of Cinco de Mayo?
I did not. You know what? I was almost going to make some tacos and do like a margarita. I passed on all of that. No.
All right.
Not even run to Taco Bell or anything?
I don't even.
You didn't go to Taco World like Delgado did?
No, isn't Cinco de Mayo like in Mexico? Isn't it like in September or something? They don't even really celebrate Cinco. It's like a made up. It's like St. Patrick's Day.
Actually, you know what? To be fair,
it's September.
I will credit David Zier with this. He actually knew the reason why there is a Cinco de Mayo. Most people think it's Mexican Independence Day. It's not. Mexican Independence Day is in September, but Cinco de Mayo celebrates what David said is the Mexicans kicking the French out of Mexico.
Oh, okay. Well, Pico Delgado is the expert on all this.
Who knew?
Delgado.
Exactly. So, all right, let's do some more news with Pico Delgado. At 31 past the hour, news is brought to you by 7 Cells. What else is going on, Delgado? See what's happening at the Met Gala tonight?
Oh, yeah. Actually, do you want to see a little bit what's happening? They decided they were going to remove some of the stuff there. I guess they had some barricades set up, and, well, the kids weren't having it. The crazy Palestinian Nazis were not having it. Here, cut number 13, you'll see it for yourself as the Palestinian protesters decide to move the barricades, blocking them from the Met Gala. Check this out. And, what a surprise. I feel like, this is not surprising. Faces covered.
They just hate the country, folks.
The police got involved quickly, though, cleared them out.
Attempting to storm the Met Gala, which we don't even like anyway. We hate the Met Gala because it's about a bunch of...
well, we like that it's all the lefties getting torched by their own. So,
yeah,
who's going to get good? Who's going to get sick of who quicker of the two groups?
But
the two communist, lefty, Marxist, radical lunatics. What side's going to get sick of the other side quicker?
But I love the Metropolitan Museum of Art. It's one of my favorite places in the world. My daughter works there, but she's in Italy. She didn't have to experience that today, thank God.
We'll see what happens if they run into Doji Cat. Remember that one from last year?
Yeah.
Ugh, what a disaster. Anyhow, more on the anti-Israel protesters who have descended on those college campuses. Well, according to this, a lot of people are starting to be surprised as Politico is being mocked for being surprised as who is funding the anti-Israel protests. Surprising to who, people are asking. Democratic donors such as George Soros, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, David Rockefeller Jr., who sits on the board of the Rockefeller Brothers Fund, Susan and Nikki Pritzker, who own the Hyatt Hotel Corporation, are all being reported as funding these pro-Palestinian efforts to protest the Israel-Hamas war, according to Politico. Jewish Voice for Peace, which is one of those named organizations which doesn't stand for the Jewish people or for peace, and If Not Now are the main organizations behind the anti-Israeli protests at Columbia University as well as other campuses. According to the outlet, they are backed by the Tides Foundation. No, not the clothing detergent, which receives a substantial amount of funding from George Soros, as well as Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and distributes its money to left-wing causes. The Rockefeller Fund donated $300,000 to Tides in 2022, and the Tides Foundation has given $500,000 to Jewish Voice for Peace, the far-left anti-Israeli, anti-Zionist organization who blamed October 7th attacks on Israel rather than the people who actually did it, Hamas. Politico's headline, pro-Palestinian protesters are backed by a surprising source. Biden's biggest donors was panned on Sunday for finally acknowledging what everybody else has been reporting since this whole thing started a few weeks back. This is actually the least surprising thing. According to Libs of TikTok creator, she wrote on X, "This is the least surprising thing I've heard all year." And Republicans, Alabama Senator Katie Britt commented, "A completely unsurprising source." So as you can see, people are starting to find out, the mainstream people, regular people are starting to find out that these protesters are not organic, they're not kids, and they're highly organized and funded by Democrats.
And to be interesting, Pritzker, the governor of Illinois, in that same family, how he's going to handle the pro-Palestinian, pro-Hamas protest at the Chicago convention this year.
Yeah.
Which
Chicago's going to be
his
in
family's partially responsible for.
They're getting a little warm-up for that tonight. See you in Chicago, Democrats. How's that going to go over? Again, which side's going to, like the inbred fighting here?
Yeah. So they're just going to eat themselves, which we love to see. Another story related to this coming out of New York is the NYPD says that protesters had weapons, gas masks. I don't know how many protesters show up with gas masks and Death to America pamphlets. I guess you can just go to your local 7-Eleven and pick that stuff up on your way to your local protest. A high-ranking official at the NYPD said protesters had weapons including knives and hammers, as well as pamphlets with Death to America written on them. Michael Kemper, the NYPD's chief of transit, posted photos Friday of what police confiscated from protesters. For those romanticizing the protests occurring on college campuses, Death to America is one sentiment that runs counter to what we believe in and what we stand for and what many have fought on behalf of this country for. Kemper stated on X, if you think those words written on this piece of paper are disturbing, you should hear the vile, disgusting, and hateful, threatening words coming out of the mouths of far too many of these so-called peaceful protesters. He posted a video of the pamphlet that stated death to Israel real estate and death to America. NYPD Deputy Commissioner Kaz Daltrey posted photos of items he said the police confiscated over at Hamilton Hall. The photo includes gas masks, earplugs, helmets, goggles. These kids were loaded for, they were ready for a battle. This is not just a protest. Tape, hammers, knives, ropes, and a book on terrorism were among the many things that they found. So these are tools that they said of not students protesting. These are tools of agitators and people working on nefarious sources. So there you have it.
Imagine spending $80,000 a year sending your kid to Columbia, thinking, "Oh, going to Ivy League school, Columbia." Now now you have kids who are being told they can't graduate,
right?
When they're going to cry to the cameras, which is the most enjoyable videos you'll see all day. These kids crying to the cameras like, "I can't believe," and now they're canceling graduation.
Yeah.
Well, most of them are libs anyway who send their kids there, so they get what they sow.
Well, absolutely. But I mean, I just couldn't. I mean, I guess the parents just don't care. I mean, I don't know where the parents are at. Spend that kind of money to send your kid there and have to watch this nonsense.
They're donating money to the Palestinians.
Well, I don't suspect that all of them are.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I get it.
Yeah. All right, we'll do some more news with Delgado in a second. Let's do some news with the host of Breaking Point, and that, of course, would be David Zier. Mr. Zier, what's going on? You have a busy week coming up.
Very busy. I raced home from the city today. I did an interview with General Flynn and a couple of other people at the America First Warehouse, including Nick Giordano, who you see on Bartiromo and other shows, and Teresa and Steve Schmidt from the Warehouse, because General Flynn is coming there on Mother's Day to release his new movie, to show his new movie, Flynn, and he was really great. It was a really interesting interview. He's very hard-hitting. His movie is called Flynn, Deliver the Truth, Whatever the Cost. And I'm going to play some clips this week for you guys of that interview. And I'm going to air it on Breaking Point this weekend. Man, you want to talk about spot-on delivery of what is going on and how this thing with the lawfare going on. And, John Adams wanted to protect us from the courts politically persecuting people. That's just a tactic of what's going on. But this strategy, this overall strategy to take apart America, I don't know if anyone has more of a grasp on that than General Flynn and guys like Bannon and there's a few who can really lay it all down. So it's really, really a good interview, and it was great to be able to interact with him again. And so we have a lot going on here. I'll be on the ground in Wildwood, New Jersey this weekend. Trump's going to be there on Saturday night, and I think the rally starts at 5 p.m., so go and try to find tickets for that. Get the Trump tracker on your iPhone. I don't know if it exists for the Android, but he will be there. That's going to be a huge Huge rally. And then really quick, I just have a couple of crazy clips for you. They're really short. Cut number 5, Pride Crosswalk painting in Springfield, Massachusetts by high school students. You're not going to believe it.
The city of Springfield partnered with the Springfield Pride Parade organization to host a Pride Crosswalk painting. The event was held at Main Street and Bridge Street and ran until noon. Springfield High School students were the main contributors to the project as part of the city's Safe Space initiative. The goal is to support inclusivity and provide public recognition to remind LGBTQ+ youth that they are safe and members of the community.
Yeah, and then we have cut number 6, doctors sounding the alarm on puberty blockers.
Dr. Christie, I just want to give a brief public service announcement. I feel a responsibility as a physician to be honest about puberty blockers and hormonal therapy in teenagers. This can lead to infertility, and I don't know if that's really well known. That means that you would never be able to have your own children. It really is important to go through puberty at your normal sex, as your normal sex, and at your normal rate, and not arrest that process. Give your body time to complete the process before you start changing things that could have long-term implications. So I want you to be smart about it. That's what I'm here for. Help you out.
Yeah,
whoever thought we needed that video.
Yeah.
You ever think you'd see that video when we were in high school? Nope. Growing up?
Especially since the left tries to says, well, you could always reverse it. No, this is not reversible. Once you destroy your body like this, it's not reversible. You can't undo this damage.
No, you can't.
No.
It's really awful, and it's abuse. I got one more quick 20-second clip. Welcome to the 4th grade, cut number 8. Let's build a trans flag. This is what's going on in your public schools, people.
My name's Teacher Green, and something I like about my classroom is that my students built the trans flag last year. We have the pleasure of reading a book called Melissa about a transgender 4th grade girl, and it was very impactful for all of us. Afterwards, we built the trans flag using the shapes of our hands, blue, pink, and white paint, and of course glue.
Didn't they just drop a new flag? I mean, they dropped more flags than 50 Cent dropped singles.
I know.
I mean, they just dropped a new flag with new, it's got some umbrella or something in it representing something or other. I just saw. Didn't I see that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I
all
might
I know is
that.
I thought you're supposed to have like land, for a flag. You plant your flag.
Yeah.
Well, where are they planting it?
They're planting it, all right in your kids. So I have an update too. What's going on in Israel? They're taking the gloves off. They said they're going to go it alone if they have to.
It's already started.
It is. They already have 50 airstrikes on targets going.
Yeah, and Hamas is like, no, we want to cease fire. We didn't offer you one.
And the media runs out. Oh, they want peace.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, sports with Slick. More news coming up.
Oh my God!
What about the Robert Kraft?
Who wrote that?
Somebody said that. Who said about him giving Robert Kraft a massage? And he came out and he went to him and he said, please don't say that.
I like this one. During games, Tom would get so frustrated he'd throw iPads on the sidelines. If you think it was mad then, you should have seen him when those iPads got intercepted.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I thought these are pretty good, friend. They got cut, but they're pretty good from your friend there.
Yeah, he's done a lot of writing for the roasts. I think he actually wrote for the Comedy Central Trump one as well. He's also worked on the Oscars and stuff like that.
Wow.
I think his last job was on Kimmel, so. I believe he did some of the segments with Mike Lindell.
Oh, yeah? It's pretty funny. So are we on all the socials right now?
Yeah.
We're on Facebook. We're on...
Oh, yeah. We're on everything.
Gotta say hi to Facebook. Let me make the rounds.
Say hello.
Oh, my goodness.
Say hello.
Where's... Oh, I'm on the wrong profile.
Say hello. Say hello.
On my dog profile.
You know, your voice is going to stay like that, Rick.
I know. Aaron Hernandez's fiance rips jokes made about late night tight end Tom Brady roast special. That's a dead issue.
The joke was, what was the joke on that? They said, Kevin Hart's been sitting all night on a stool that Aaron Hernandez is using to kick out.
Oh, my
Kicked
God.
out from under himself.
Oh, that's terrible.
That's hilarious.
That's hilarious. Brady said to Kardashian, I know Kim's terrified to be here tonight, not because of this, but because her kids are home with their dad.
We should cut up some clips from that.
Brady just bodied everybody.
So, did you get any emails about the OJ? The OJ, what even is that from Friday?
Yeah, of course.
Tired of me.
Hi, live from Studio 6B on a Monday, getting the week started. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope you celebrated Cinco de Mayo better than me, Slick, and David Zier did. Delgado's got our back, though.
Mexican food 2 days in a row, bro.
Delgado.
That's how I roll.
Pico Delgado.
That's right.
Yeah,
Delgado.
Is that Burrito? Yeah, all right, Burrito.
All right, let's do some sports with the Slickster now that he's here. Slick, sports is brought to you by our friend Mike Lindell and MyPillow. Use our code LFS6B. If you shop at MyPillow, give you a great savings. What's going on?
All right, playoff action, Big D. Looks like all the teams now are in their second rounds, both the NHL and NBA. We have hockey going on down in Florida. Should be a dynamite series. East Conference semifinals. This is the second round, game one. Panthers and Bruins, no score. Just 9 seconds to go in the first period. So that's going to be a great series, as is the Rangers and Hurricanes. Rangers winning that game yesterday 4-3, right down to the end, last second. Great save by Shesterkin, the Rangers goaltender, and the Rangers with the 1-0 lead in that East Finals. The West Conference starts tomorrow night. We'll be reporting on that. Let's go to the NBA. The Garden, right? The greatest arena in the world. The Knicks hosting the Indiana Pacers. This is East Semifinals NBA Game 1, and the Pacers with a 6-point lead at the half, leading the Knicks 55-49. Timberwolves are out in Denver taking on the Nuggets. That's also going to be a game 2, actually, and Minnesota leads the series 1-0. I actually saw that game on Saturday with the Timberwolves winning. Looking to take a 2-game lead. I think the Nuggets are going to have to tie that one up. That's a 10 p.m. tip-off. So great games going on in the NBA and NHL playoffs. We'll keep the live scores going for you as well. MLB, the Mets right now over the Cardinals, 2-0 top of the 5. Twins over the Mariners, 1-0 bottom 5. Top 5, no score, Padres and Cubs. The Brewers, who are playing great ball in the NL Central, lead the Royals 2-1 in the bottom of the 7th. Earlier today, the Guardians knocked off the Tigers 2-1. The Pirates over the Angels 4-1. Rangers at the Athletics, Marlins at the Dodgers, 9:40 and 10:10 respective first pitches. I'll get to a couple of stories. Well, a lot of buzz about this Tom Brady roast, Big D. You were talking about it earlier. I'm hearing all these stories coming out.
Television I ever saw.
I heard the jokes. Some of the jokes were a little far-reaching, though, like the Robert Kraft jokes and a couple of jokes about Aaron Hernandez. I don't know. But I thought Eli Manning had a good one. Eli Manning has great reason for why he was absent from the Tom Brady Netflix special. Eli Manning topped Tom Brady twice, Ryan Gatiss of Fox News. Eli Manning was absent from Netflix greatest roast of all time, is what they called it, Tom Brady. On Sunday night, even as the New York Giants great was a thorn in the legend's side during his career, Brady included Manning and Giants fans at the end of his speech during the show. His message, bleep you. Manning's Giants topped the Patriots in Super Bowls twice and represent two of Brady's losses in the big game. Manning had a great response to why he wasn't in L.A. for the event. I thought about attending the roast of Tom Brady last night, but I did not want to roast him for a third time, he wrote on X. I thought that was pretty good. I know Rick get a kick out of that, being a Giant fan. And one more quick story. This is shaping up to be a big fight, Big D. We might have to have a big hoedown in your backyard. Jake Paul says he has to end Mike Tyson as a summer fight is sanctioned. Paul and Tyson will fight on July 20th. Yeah, Mike Tyson. Jake Paul and Mike Tyson have been building up their fight with a war of words and ferocious training videos aimed at one another in recent weeks. With the fight recently being sanctioned, Paul suggested he has something bigger to accomplish when he steps into the ring on July 20th. I love Mike. I'm super respectful of him. It's an honor to be in the ring with him, but I have to end him. Oof. Paul told USA Today at Formula One's Grand Prix of Miami on Sunday, it's war. All is fair in love and war. I love the guy, but as soon as it turned into a pro fight, one of us has to die, the YouTube star turned boxer added. Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation approved the rules for the fight last week. It was sanctioned as a professional boxing match, meaning the rounds will be shorter and the gloves heavier. This will be a professional bout with a referee and judges, and the results will count as part of the fighter's professional records. So it's an actual competitive fight, a spokesman for the agency told the AP. Paul last fought Ryan Borlon in Puerto Rico and won via TKO. He's 9-1 in his professional boxing career, with his only blemish coming against Tommy Fury via split decision. Tyson, of course, one of the greatest fighters of all time, is 50-6 in his professional career. His last professional fight, which he lost, was against Kevin McBride. But Tyson had an exhibition bout against Roy Jones Jr. November 20th. Paul fought Nate Robinson on that card. So I don't know what's going to happen, Big D. I think Mike Tyson, could be the end of the road for him. What do you think?
No.
He's going to destroy him, huh?
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. That's why we're going to watch it.
All right. We're going to be July 20th. Mark your calendars.
What are you bringing to the party?
I'm going to bring one of those rich Don Julio, those big, nice tequila bottles. Don Julio, $79.99.
1942.
1942. Well, that's $160. You can bring that
Delgado,
one.
don't tell me you're bringing tacos or something.
Now I got to show up. If he's
shot.
bringing the Don Julio, I got to show up.
He's going to probably bring for half a dozen empanadas.
Yeah. I'll have my mom make them, and then I'll bring them.
With the fingerprints in them.
Oh, it makes me think of the great, rest in peace, Paul Luna, who used to bring his wife, what was his wife's name, Fran?
Rose.
Rose used to bring homemade empanadas into the studio.
Yum.
And they were delicious.
Yep.
Rest in peace, Paul Luna, the best.
Yeah, I'm a junkie for El Salvadoran and all kinds of Latino food.
Where do you get El Salvadorian food?
El Salvador is delicious. Great ceviche. Yeah, it's awesome.
Okay, all right, good.
This
segment of the restaurant review is brought to you by.
Actually, Long Island has great El Salvadoran food all over the place.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Big D, that's a wrap in leftovers.
All right, Slick, very good. We'll do some more sports in a second. So I don't know how many people. By today, people have seen it. Cash Patel's out there screaming about it. But John Solomon dropped this on Friday night, 10:29 on Friday night. So I didn't really see it until Saturday after I got to Pennsylvania. It's entitled Trump Who Done It? Prosecutors admit key evidence and document case has been tampered with. And he says, in a stunning admission, Special Counsel Jack Smith's team, Special Counsel Jack Smith's team thinks that there's no rules that apply to them because they know that they've got all except for one judge in Florida in their pocket. And they know they've got everybody from the White House to the National Archives to everybody else to the Department of Justice in their back pocket. So, slip-ups like this, they kind of forget that maybe we have one judge in Florida who actually is going to actually follow the law and do what she's supposed to do. So they may be bothered by it, but the rest of them. So these kind of things happen when you operate like that. Special counsel Jack Smith's team is admitting that key evidence in former President Donald Trump's classified documents criminal case was altered, or manipulated, since it was seized by the FBI. And that prosecutors misled the court. You know, it's not something a judge really wants to hear from anybody. Misled the court about it for a period of time. I mean, the article should stop there.
Docs were taken out, and they were like placeholders put in their place in the files.
Legal experts told Just the News the revelation could prove to be a serious problem. Well, it'll only be, again, a serious problem in Florida. For prosecutors and a violation of court rules to preserve evidence in the state it was seized. In a new filing Friday, Smith's team said that the order of documents in some of the boxes of memos that were seized by the FBI from Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate were altered or jumbled, leaving two different chains of custody, one that was digitally scanned and the other the physical order in the boxes. And they're chronologically different now. Quote, since the boxes were seized and stored, appropriate personnel have had access to the boxes for several reasons, including to comply with orders issued by this court in the civil proceedings noted above for investigative purposes and to facilitate the defendant's review of the boxes, Smith's team wrote in a new court filing to Judge Eileen Cannon. There are some boxes where the order of items within the box is not the same as in the associated scans, the prosecutors wrote.
Yeah, and this was all discovered after they unredacted some of those documents. That
Well,
they
she
submitted.
did.
Yeah, she did.
Because she won't let them get away with their nonsense.
And Trump's calling for Jack Smith's arrest, right?
We'll find out. Plus, we'll finish this when we get back. Hour 2 coming up.
The judge gave a long speech on how he was going to jail him.
I read that this morning. That was early this morning. He said that.
Yeah, 9:30. When as soon as the judge came in, he laced into him. But I couldn't report it until I went to the bathroom at 10 o'clock. So I was like 40 minutes behind the rest of the media.
Wow.
Because
So when you were taking a dump, you were dumping?
Yeah, because if you don't have New York City press credentials, you can't bring your laptop in and live stream out of there. You can't, update out of there.
That could be a good angle for you.
What's that?
News dump with David's here. You're sitting on the can.
The only streaming they allow is in the urinal.
I spent 20 minutes in the bathroom texting the war room, and other places because I wanted to get it out there.
You should have called it the washroom.
You wouldn't believe the shit that's going on here.
Anything to curse, Delgado. You love these breaks.
That's right.
I tell you.
Piss off.
You just can't. You can't get radio out of you.
Ay, caramba.
Look at this. Boing. Wow, this Knicks game is going back and forth.
Hi, Aaron.
Aaron.
It's a good game.
Yeah, it is a good game. I would imagine this whole series is going to be another tightly. I think the Knicks will advance here.
I thought you said they were going to get swept out.
Nah, I'm just making you guys having fun. No, Knicks will advance this series. They'll win in 6. Thank you.
There's your favorite player, Josh Hart.
I can't stand that guy.
You love him.
He's a bum.
Love him. Wish you had him.
He's a weasel. I got to tell you, the Boston.
Did you play that video with Biden with the sunglasses on and AOC and someone else in the woods they all had creepy sunglasses on to match Biden's? Oh my God, I got to get that clip for tomorrow. Yeah, because it's the weirdest thing.
They were down in Virginia. That was weeks ago.
Was it weeks ago? That was weird. How weird.
What are you talking about?
What's that? Yeah, no, but it was like.
All right, where else are we? I got to go to YouTube. Go to the YouTubes.
When was Damon in Lancaster, Pennsylvania?
What did Damon say?
There was AOC and Ed Markey.
Oh, yeah.
Ed Markey's such a hack.
Was Damon? Were you in Lancaster, Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Did you go Dutch? Double Dutch.
20 seconds, Damon. Ah, shit.
Oh, come on, watch your mouth.
That's the top of the hour.
Hey, Mother's Day's coming. You got to kiss her with that mouth? Come on.
All right, hour 2 live from Studio 6B, 9 p.m. On the East Coast, Real America's Voice. Glad you're in. 6-2 in sports. Delgado's got the news. David Tier's got some news as well. Glad you're part of the show. Follow us on all our social media at LFS6B, pretty much everywhere. Instagram at LFS6B Show. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Kick, Twitter, X, make sure you hit the like, heart, share the show if you can on your timeline. Helps us get the message out there, get the show out there. Approaching 115,000 followers on Facebook.
Oh, not bad.
X, we got to get the X numbers way up to like 50, 100,000. I think we're only stuck at like 11 or 12. We got to get that to like quadruple here quickly.
Yeah, come on.
Follow us on X.
I'm on X right now. Saying hi.
Thank you. You follow us.
Brook71. I don't follow us, no.
Okay, good.
Why would
always
I?
nice.
Those guys are hacks.
I don't even know if I follow you. Do I follow you?
So somebody actually does follow us and watches it, knows it pretty well. So just to finish on this really unbelievable drop by Solomon on Friday night, and I've seen Kash Patel talking about this. David said before we went to break that President Trump has called for the Jack Smith arrest.
Mm-hmm.
And that, of course, is because we know that they did all of this is none of this is a mistake. None of this is like, oops, what look at what we did.
Right.
This is all like, damn, this judge is just unrelenting, won't let us get away with it, is unredacting things we don't want out there. And we don't want it out there because it looks bad on us. And so now what are we going to do? And we know if this was all happening under Judge Chutkan, we'd know none of it. We'd know none of it. Judge Eileen Cannon is the only one where this thing's going to get any kind of a fair shake, and she's not going to put up with Jack Smith's nonsense. And it's driving them and the media crazy so far.
Yeah.
Right?
As a matter of fact, I got a clip here of John Ratcliffe talking about this as well from over the weekend. I don't know if you want to see that.
I saw none of the Sunday shows. Usually I watch them because I know so that you don't have to, but I
you were busy having fun.
I was having a great time with my son at Messiah College in East whatever.
East Lancaster.
Don't say it.
Watch out for the Amish.
Someplace in Pennsylvania.
It could be the name of a Pennsylvania town, what you were going to say, because they got crazy names. You know, Blue Balls, Pennsylvania, Intercourse.
We stayed at a place. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear this. So anyways, Judge Cannon's not letting them get away with it, and they just, they can't deal with it. Andrew Weissman, every single day on MSNBC, is on there bitching about Cannon and talking about how great everything in New York is, and it doesn't matter what the judge in New York because Trump can't get away from the $130,000, and just nonsense all day, every day on MSNBC.
Yeah.
So what's your clip, Delgado?
This will be cut number 10. This is John Ratcliffe talking about exactly what the FBI had done in staging these photos. And of course, it's all done, because they want the headline, they want the picture out there, they want that to be the narrative that people remember. And by the time it actually gets, exposed, it's almost 2 years later. But people will just remember that photo. Here he is, cut number 10. Check it out.
In terms of the classified documents case, I remember the infamous picture that the FBI took of all those classified documents that they said that they took from Mar-a-Lago. Specifically, tell me about what you're saying, that what evidence was tampered with. And did the FBI tamper with this?
Yeah, so that famous photograph, what we have now learned, and the government has had, Jack Smith and his prosecutors have had to admit, is that was staged, and those top secret classified sheets that all the public saw and said, oh my God, look at those top secret documents. Those were placed there by the FBI. And what Jack Smith admitted in court this week was that, in his words, they mishandled the classified documents and misrepresented those to the court. Maria, that's a kind way of saying we tampered with the evidence and then we lied to the court about it. And they got caught when President Trump's lawyers and the other co-defendants raised this issue and said, look, the documents here don't match up. The documents that were presented to us don't match the digitally scanned records of when they were taken from Mar-a-Lago. And Jack Smith, not only did they tamper with that and lie to the court about it, but he's now admitted to the court that he doesn't know how that happened. He's only offered a number of possible explanations for how that could have happened. So he's absolutely blown the chain of custody. And again, he has a prosecutor, lead prosecutor in this case, Jay Bratt, who met with White House counsel and a representative of the National Archives several times in the weeks before Jack Smith was even appointed. Wow. Maria, this reeks of crossfire hurricane when the Obama-Biden administration fabricated evidence before the FISA court, lied to the court about it, to pursue Donald Trump, and now we're seeing it again in this classified documents case. The judge could dismiss this case at any point in time, Maria. I think the only reason that she hasn't is she wants to document this publicly so that the public can see just how this case is being prosecuted, how unfairly Donald Trump has been persecuted in this matter by Joe Biden's Department of Justice.
Yeah. Well, there you have it.
And let's hope that's exactly the case, what he just laid out, because he's absolutely right.
Yeah, and Trump went on to say he's been saying happened since the illegal raid on my home, Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, that he and his team committed blatant evidence tampering by mishandling the very boxes they used as a pretext to bring this fake case. That's what Trump said on Truth Social this weekend.
John Solomon was on, I don't know if this was tonight, it might have been tonight, with Grant Stinchfield right before us, and Grant asked him about, have you ever seen anything like this? And here's Mr. Solomon from tonight.
Well, the first thing I learned a long time ago, if prosecutors drop something on a Friday night in court, it's usually bad news. And, of course, that's what I got the alert, saw that it was in there, downloaded the document, and you could tell right away that Jack Smith was trying to slip a really bad piece of news out on a Friday in the springtime. When you see a footnote saying we misled the court, that's a big sign. And then when you see that they're really talking about mishandling and violating the rules of evidence, that every FBI agent, every prosecutor, every cop that goes to police academy knows they're supposed to preserve evidence in the state, that you got it, have chain of custody, and ensure that it stays in that thing. You knew there was a big problem here. And then when you start talking to the lawyers like I did, you talk to Alan Dershowitz, he's like, listen, lawyers don't do this. This isn't a mistake. Things like this don't happen. And then you talk to someone who was in the case for a long time, Tim Paolatorb, a lawyer who worked the early part of this case, and he said, listen, this was going to be a big part of President Trump's defense. He was going to say the documents are in the boxes exactly the same way they were left in the White House the day the president got them. They're chronological. The president never opened these boxes. He never looked at these documents. Someone just sent them from the White House and they end up in his locker. Now we're not going to be able to show that because the evidence was tampered with. The order of the documents been altered and nobody's going to know what is there. It creates a very serious reasonable doubt if it ever got to a jury. As you said, it may give good grounds for the judge to restrain this case or throw it out entirely.
Yeah, there you go. Oof. And I think to the point that what's his name made with Bartiromo, if the judge doesn't dismiss it right away, let's hope she continues to make sure that the public knows exactly what's happening here, to make sure this is documented for the public and the world to see what's going on. Because she's the only one who's going to do it. She's the only one who's going to do it. She continues to push back. She continues to come under enormous pressure to cave, but she will not.
You know what? You know what's crazy too? I could see this happening because I feel like I've seen this movie before, where something gets dropped. So you know what? There's no case here. We're going to dismiss this case. But another prosecutor in another state decides, no, we'll pick it up and we'll do it for you. Like I feel like I've seen that. Does that ring
New York.
familiar? Yeah, exactly. So, even if she does dismiss it, I wouldn't put it past the Biden administration, DOJ, to say, okay, let's find somebody else to pick up this ball. We'll try it that way.
Well, Jack Smith's already convened a grand jury in Washington where it didn't happen, and then moved it to Florida. So we already know the games that he's played on this whole thing.
Yeah.
Moved it to Florida, and then within 24 hours brought a grand jury there up to speed, I guess is what they did. So we already know. But plus we know Judge Chutkan, as I've always said, continues to be the tip of the spear. That's where if this New York thing continues to fall apart, which it is and should, that's their hope for some kind of guilty anything.
Yeah, because the other cases aren't slated to happen before the election.
Correct. So, all right, 10 minutes past the hour, live from Studio 6B. And plus, by the way, remember on these boxes, the Federalist had a piece about how these boxes got shipped down there last week. Remember that?
Yep. They were sitting
surprise
with NARA for 6 months, and then at the last minute they shipped
wound
them over
up
to
at
Trump.
Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
Look at this. Hey, look what showed up. No, NARA, we haven't been in touch with the White House. So
everything always unfolds right in front of everybody in the world, and it still doesn't matter.
Nope.
It's like
Because they tell you didn't see that. No, that's not what you just saw.
Don't believe your eyes.
And most people will just say, "Oh, okay." And you've got the deep state media sitting there, holding their water, writing exactly what you want. What do you want us to say about this? Send us over the text. We'll just reprint it and put it out with our New York Times headline on it. Don't worry about that. We got you covered. Washington Post, same thing. CNN, MSNBC, they're all in the same boat. So, anyhow.
Yeah.
But how do I really?
Well, I don't know. How do you? Well, let's see. This is how I just saw this cross the wire. If you're in Denver, just to switch gears for a second, and we've joked about this in other places, Boston, New York, that this is coming. But it looks like Denver's going to take the lead. Here's a report from Fox 31 in Denver. Check this out.
Now, if you're interested in learning more about hosting a migrant family, all you got to do is take out your phone, dial 211. It's as easy as that. You're going to be asked a few questions, things along the lines of how long are you able to host somebody? What kind of space are you available to provide? And Kettering says you can expect that phone call to last about 20 minutes. Reporting live in Denver, Nate Pelt, Fox 31.
There you go.
So what did he say?
You got to dial 211.
Here you go, David. One more time.
Come on, get the number.
Yeah, I do want to hear
it.
it.
If you're in Denver, listen up. I know this has got to be on the tip of everybody's...
I'm not sure I believed what I heard.
Now, if you're interested in learning more about hosting a migrant family, all you got to do is take out your phone, dial 211. It's as easy as that. You're going to be asked a few questions, things along the lines of how long are you able to host somebody? What kind of space are you available?
The migrant family rips you off.
What kind of menu? What kind of space do you have available? Yeah. How many beds? What kind of sheets? Is there is there someone to turn down the bed every night? The important questions you'll need.
Is there someone that can defend themselves? If so, then we probably won't come to your home.
Joe Biden says today, could you imagine a 2-year-old saying to their mother, don't take me across the Rio Grande because it's illegal? Come on. Get out of here. These are upstanding citizens, he says. It's a federal law. And I'm wondering what other federal law we can apply that same standard to. Is there another one that we can just say, nah, don't worry about it? All right, more news, sports coming up. A good run by them right now.
Yeah.
Well, he was in traffic.
Up 5.
That's a good run up.
Why won't this play?
What if
I'm going to call 211, see what happens.
I don't think it's going to work here. At least not yet.
Long Island. I wanted to hear what kind of questions there were.
Well, call Denver.
But I only have 211.
Well, you're not.
Why are there like a million ads?
Because you don't have ad block. And you also have multiple windows open.
I do. I have like 11 social media platforms.
All right, I tried 211, didn't work.
Speaking of ads, you have 2 reads here.
Echo, 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 echo.
I got an envelope from ARP over the weekend.
Don't you hate that?
I threw right in the garbage. Yeah.
Hey, caramba.
What'd you get?
An envelope from ARP.
AARP.
AARP.
Dude, it's not like they haven't.
Right away, I thought of our friends.
Sending that to you for like 15 years.
I don't know what is going on. I have like 8
I guess I pay more attention because of AMAC now.
Yeah.
Oh, our podcast is big in the Republic of the Congo.
We are?
Yeah.
Yeah, really?
Hello, Congo. I like the Congo.
You like the Congo?
Yeah. Reminds me of Congo Line. They probably have a lot of good parties over there.
They speak French. You could say bonjour.
Hey,
Congo.
bonsoir.
French West Africa.
Live, Rick Del Congo. That Del goes with everything. Oh, man. Doing the Congo line.
We should do Congo. We should take the show on the road to the Congo. We'll sell
it out.
Sell it out the Congo.
Feeling hot, hot, hot. Right?
Congo Riviera. I think that's the name of the
Congo bonsoir.
I'll wait for the next wedding to join that line.
What do I have here? I have reads here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sound like the blue.
Birch Gold and AMAC.
AMAC. See, I was just talking about ARP.
Why would you talk about ARP?
I was just ARPing about it. Whoa. Brittany Griner talking about motherhood.
Who? Brittany Griner?
Well, sound like the blues on a Monday. Can your savings weather an economic storm? Think about what you've put away for the future. Well, inflation is going to render your cash worthless. Real estate could crash like it did in 2008. Economies built on a mountain of debt. Hello, yep, here. Can fail like a house of cards. There are very few physical assets you can invest in that can stand the test of time. Well, gold is one of them. Gold has withstood as a valued form of money for a millennia. It's why people are flocking to it now and why Birch Gold's busier than ever. Through a little-known tax loophole, Birch Gold lets you convert a retirement account into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold. And the best part? It won't cost you a penny out of pocket to do it. To learn more, text America to 989898 and claim your free information kit on gold. And I'll ask you again, can your IRA or 401k weather an economic storm? Never mind the taxes that you're going to be dealing with if you have your money in an IRA or 401k, as the government is your, general partner. You're the limited partner. And unfortunately, Uncle Sam's going to tell you how much of that you can keep. And by the way, they're going to change the amount at any time. So if this sounds like not such a great deal, maybe thinking about physical gold and silver as a way to convert that IRA or 401k, call the experts at Birch Gold. And you do that by texting America to 989898 and start with your free information kit and find out if gold is right for you. Text America to 989898 and secure your savings today. Well, as we draw near to another critical election, it's not only about casting your vote, it's about elevating your voice. And of course, you can do that with AMAC. AMAC is more than just a senior discount organization. They're united with other patriots who are like-minded, like yourself, committed to preserving our cherished values and actively opposing the leftist agenda. Just look at some of the recent victories AMAC has had. Their members helped to push forward an investigation into practices that inflate drug prices, successfully defeated ranked choice voting in order to protect traditional voting methods, and also helped block a federal takeover of elections. As AMAC's membership grows, Washington has to listen. Every new member strengthens the AMAC movement. If you love America, Visit amac.us/Studio6B, amac.us/Studio6B, and become a 4-year member. Damon, that's going to be too expensive. How about $30? A 4-year member for just $30. AMAC is not only better for America, it's better for you. Membership gives you access to the AMAC magazine, free Social Security and Medicare guidance, money-saving discounts, trusted news, sweepstakes, and more. I mean, paying $30 for the articles that AMAC has on their website alone is worth it. If there was no other membership, you'd pay $30 to be able to read some of the great stuff that AMAC puts out on their website. So just take advantage of the election year sale now. 4 years, not 40 years, that's a little too much. 4 years for just $30. Join now. 2 million members. They can't ignore your voice. Join now. amac.us/Studio6B. Everybody go do it now. amac.us/Studio6B. All right, 20 minutes past the hour. That's a great deal.
Oh,
$30 for 4 years.
It's crazy.
I mean, what is that, like penny a day? I mean, it's ridiculous.
It's a bargain.
Crazy.
All right, let's do some sports. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell and MyPillow. Another crazy, great deal you get from Lindell when you use our code, 66% off some of the stuff. Towels, sheets, comforters, mattresses, mattress topper. Great stuff from Lindell. Use our code at checkout, LFS6B. I showed the new shirt of the month, right? The white one from when I was home, right? That's the new shirt of the month.
Yeah.
So you get that still this month if you use our code in May. Shopping for Mother's Day, use it. Slick, what's going on?
Unbelievable. Let's get to the scoreboard. This Knicks game is providing more runs than a Taco Bell with a bad refrigerator. Unbelievable. 84, 87, 82. Indiana just took over the Knicks here. Look at this game. Unbelievable. End of the third quarter. Very good game in the Garden. We'll keep you updated on that. And game of runs, guys. And Timberwolves Nuggets, that's coming up at 10. No score in the Bruins-Panthers game down in Florida. 12:36 to go in the second period. So NHL action. Look at this game. Wow, unbelievable. Well, okay. Here we go, Big Dave. We got, in a stunning photo finish, Mystic Dan wins the Kentucky Derby. Did you see that? Big D, your horse just missed by a nose. At 18-1 odds, Mystic Dan edge. Sierra, I call it Leone, but Rick says it's Leone, so I'll go with Leone.
Slick, did you know that whatever trainer they interview first on the broadcast, that's the horse that's going to win? That's the trick I didn't know.
Oh, really?
And they interviewed Mystic Dan's trainer first.
That's what ZZT was asking.
He was
me in the Rumble
18-1.
chat.
It wasn't even like he was a solid favorite.
We're all confusing Sergio Leone, the great spaghetti western guy.
Right, exactly.
Right?
Well, Mama Leone left a note on the door.
Leone, the country.
But Leone left her note on the door, you know.
Yeah.
Sonny, move out to the country.
Move out to the country.
Damon Willard D in the fourth. Louisville, as a riveting gathering of 3 Colts saw their fates converge at the wire, the Kentucky Derby of all places, and as human emotions prepared to sway based on horse noses, the trio bunched together as a diverse batch for the race's 150th occasion. On the outside charge, Sierra Leone, the track intellectuals pick, and second choice at 9-2, whose regal beauty fetched $2.3 million at the, I can't even pronounce that one, at the Fasige Tipton, New York, Saratoga. I should know that. Select your yearling sale in 2022. In the middle barge for Forever Young. Forever Young was in there too. 7-1 shot who fetched 178 million yen in Japan, about 780 grand, and who tried to quell the long-standing Derby doldrums of Japanese entries and UAE Derby winners, none of whom had hit the board. And nearest the rail, keywords there, fought 18-1 shot Mystic Dan, a homebred from a beloved mare named Mam, a third-place finisher in the Arkansas Derby, a leader for much of the stretch, and then, upon review, the Kentucky Derby champion Saturday by a nose over Sierra Leone, then another nose over Forever Young. 3 jumps before the wire. I didn't see them at all, Brian Hernandez Jr., Mystic Dan's expert jockey said of Sierra Leone and Forever Young, and then right at the wire, they surged, and I was like, oh, God, did we just win the Kentucky Derby? He liked the Kentuckian trainer Kenny McPeak, I guess that's the guy they interviewed, the 3 members of the Gasaway family of Arkansas, who joined in the ownership, and the 156,710 in attendance had to wait to make sure. And well, sure enough, we all know the photo. What a finish, huh, Big D? One for the ages, no question about it.
You know, I'm surprised that Sierra Leone didn't get relegated because the jockey was pushing off on the Japanese horse, the third place horse. If you watch the replay, Forever Young, as they're coming down, you see him. He starts putting his hand on the other horse, and some of the people talking about it afterwards, they're surprised there wasn't a challenge done, because that would have moved Sierra Leone out of the second spot and moved up Forever Young to second.
That was the old horse hockey move, Rick.
Yeah. Sierra Leone, he works across from Mr. Cacciatore's down on Sullivan Street, across from the medical center, right?
Yeah, exactly. He's polishing his fenders.
I feel like we're still on this Billy Joel thing, aren't we?
We do a Billy Joel roast.
Nobody told me.
All right, Slick, what else is going on in sports?
I guess it's a big shot.
Well, that's a wrap. Well, let me see. We got anything else? Yeah, no, that's a wrap in sports. Big deal. That's pretty much what I got for you for now.
Moly.
All right, Slick. Well, I mean, if you had like 40 seconds more, I wouldn't have to kill 40 seconds, but that's fine. Hey, I got an email. Listen to this. How crazy is a small world? I wish he had realized and said hello. Jamie wrote in and said, holy cow, my son was on the losing team.
Oh, no.
You were at the other end of the court. I didn't know it was you.
How could you not know it was him?
Were you coming out of church?
See,
they said, holy cow, I didn't know.
He says, although I remember looking over at the end of the game and thinking that guy looked like you. If I would have known, I would have said something. Small world. Congrats on the win. Love the show. Keep up the good work.
Oh, that's small world.
That's pretty cool.
Couldn't tell by the size of you, huh?
Right.
Well, see, I told you the camera puts on like 20 pounds. So I didn't realize it. Like, who's that handsome, skinny guy over there?
I get that a lot.
They were talking about the one of the kids.
He's wearing his Ozempic T-shirt.
Somebody said, let's take an LFS 6-peak cruise down the Congo River.
I was not wearing an Ozempic
Oh,
T-shirt.
ho, ho, Ozempic.
I hate those cover songs on those stupid commercials.
They're one of those teams. They just lay in the weeds like they're duck hunting. He's going to miss this. Who's Siakam? He's like, oh my God. Look at him.
Rock'em Siakam robots.
Oof, that's off, yeah? Off where? off to the drain. No, but I think that the Knicks are, they'll pull it out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's got to be fired up, right? I tell you, man, imagine if they had Randall. Oof, they'd really be impressed. If they had Randall, I think they might have a shot against Boston.
Oh, my God.
They'd keep the ball, though, I think, right? No? Whose ball? Nick Ball. Oh, sure. You win the first one on the road? Kidding me? Nick's that's a quiet garden. Yeah, I don't see Spike Lee jumping up and down. So, what time did you leave the city, Dave? 2?
I don't remember.
We missed another layup.
Oh, I left at 1 o'clock, 12:30, because I had to interview General Flynn at 2:30.
He's here already, General Flynn? He's not going.
No, but I had to do it from
you did a hit?
From the warehouse,
okay.
yeah. About something.
Ron Concoma?
He said it again. Ron
my God. Did you tell him that we're making fun? No, don't tell him. We finally need him.
David, you're going to play that Pittsburgh church clip, right?
While you have it, you could do it. I don't care.
No, I have the story, but you have the clip.
Yeah.
Lizzo has arrived at the Met Gala. Can we just throw this up for a second?
Man, oh, man.
Oh, my goodness.
What?
What the hell?
Oh my God.
Is that so she doesn't... Did she have surgery? Is that why they put that on her head, so she doesn't lick the wound?
She's like a caramel apple.
Oh, my God.
Real.
I mean, come on.
They have to help her upstairs.
Look at this. What in the world?
That's a dog cone.
Looks like a turnip.
Yeah, it's like one of those things so you can't bite yourself.
Yeah, so you don't bite yourself. After the dog gets surgery, they put that on their head so they don't chew with the stitches.
Yeah.
Way to go, Lizzo.
I had one of those once.
Once.
Here we go.
Can you imagine a kid 2 years old saying, Mom, don't take me across the Rio Grande, it's against the law. Give me a break. These have been model citizens.
Model citizens.
The model.
Like if you were to model a citizen after a criminal, they look just like this.
A model.
All right, 30 minutes past the hour. Hour 2, live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Monday. Glad you're in. Slick's doing sports. David Zier's got some news coming up, but right now let's start the news with Rick Delgado. News is brought to you by 7cells, 7cells.com. Our code LFS6B will get you 10% off whatever you put in your cart. Delgado, what's going on?
All right. Well, let's jump over to another news organization. You might remember this gentleman. His name is Chris Cuomo, formerly of CNN.
I've heard it.
Now of News Nation. He's an anchor over there. And he actually was on his own show admitting to suffering from side effects he believes were caused by the COVID-19 vaccines. He was doing an interview.
Big Q-tip that he did? Remember the big Q-tip thing he did with his brother?
With his brother. He was doing shtick. He was interviewing nurse practitioner Sean Barkovich about the vaccines. Barkovich himself was injured almost immediately after taking his first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. Here is Chris Cuomo introducing the gentleman while also talking about how he himself is suffering from the effects of the vaccine. This is cut number 4.
New York Times released an article that's getting a lot of play that says that there are thousands of people who say they're still suffering side effects they believe from the vaccine and that those have been ignored. Now, one of them is nurse practitioner Sean Barkovich. He says he got his first dose in 2020, had side effects. Just standing up sent his heart racing, stinging pain in his eyes, mouth, groin. Those have gotten a little bit better, but he still has what they call tinnitus. That's a ringing in the ears. We know that vaccines can have unintended consequences, aka side effects, but nobody's really talking about it because they're too afraid of blame and they just want it to go away. But the problem is people like Sean and me and millions of others who still have weird stuff with their blood work and their lives and their feelings, physically, are not going away.
Yeah, so there he is, actually admitting that he's been affected by the vaccines. His guest went on to describe how as soon as he took the first shot, he started feeling numbness running up the side of his arm, up to his face. It progressed even worse over the next few days. And even after a few weeks later, after all he went through, where he was still feeling these effects, when it came time for the second dose, the guy lined up, rolled up his sleeve, and took the second dose. And now he's kind of championing, trying to figure out who can help them, because he said he reached out to everybody he could in terms of medical, in terms of the government. Nobody was returning his calls. Nobody was reacting to him. Nobody wants to talk about this. And it takes something like this to wake people up, unfortunately.
Yeah, and his brother killed 15,000 seniors.
I was just going to say, what's amazing is if you picked last names of who did COVID the worst, Fauci would obviously be the last. Cuomo would be probably second.
Yeah.
And that encompasses both of them.
With his fake
the former
quarantine.
governor and his brother. With their shtick and with their him sending them into the nursing homes and killing however many.
Yeah, and don't forget his daily news conferences on how great things were going in New York State.
And how the rest of us were the real killers. The rest of us were the ones putting everybody at jeopardy. The rest of us were the ones spreading fake news. The rest of us were the ones who didn't know what the hell we were talking about. Between both of them, him at the news conferences and him on CNN every single night, having people like Dr. Leanna Wen on to tell us all how we were the bad people. We were the murderers. Right. We were the criminals. We were the ones spreading misinformation. We were the ones who were making stuff up, who were anti-vax, who were anti-health, who were anti-America, anti your fellow citizens, all of it from the two of them. And now he just gets on there and just slides in. People having problems just like me. Oh, really? Really? Let me see when I'm going to feel bad for you. I'll get back to you and let you know.
Yeah, while he's lying and bike riding out in the Hamptons while he supposedly has COVID.
God.
Right. Yeah, remember that?
Yep.
Interesting. Hey, looks like Maxine Waters, your favorite. The
original Crazy Town.
Yeah, the original Crazy Town. She accidentally revealed.
You have this clip?
Yes.
Okay.
A popular scam used by Democrats when it comes to, you know what, violence in the streets, especially political violence. And
or up in the hills.
Yeah, or up in the hills, wherever they might be training.
This is why she is the OG. Crazy. This is what Crazy Town used to be. It used to just be clips of old Mad Max.
Yeah. So now cut number 9 shows Maxine Waters accidentally letting it slip what's going to be happening and what you can expect.
Yeah.
This is a man who we better be careful about.
Yeah.
And I tell you what I'm going to do.
What are you gonna do?
I'm going to ask the Justice Department and I'm going to ask the president to tell us what they're going to do to protect this country against violence if he loses. I want to know about all of those right-wing organizations that he's connected with, who are training up in the hills somewhere and targeting, what communities they're going to attack.
Clinging to their guns and Bibles.
Yes.
Yeah. That sounds reasonable.
So there you have it.
She sounds so smart.
Well, she's got. It's amazing. They just can't not talk. That's what I love about these lunatics is that they will tell you exactly what they're going to do.
They're fomenting civil wars.
Yeah,
what they do.
exactly.
Yep.
Looks like some of these protests around the college campuses, especially Columbia, is having some lingering effects as 13 federal judges say they will no longer hire law clerks from Columbia University, citing virulent spread of anti-Semitism and explosion of student disruptions. 13 federal judges said earlier today they would no longer hire these clerks from Columbia's College of Law after the university allowed an campus on its lawn to spiral into destructive occupation of a campus building. The judges cited the explosion of student disruptions and the spread of anti-Semitism at Columbia, which has now canceled its main graduation ceremony because of the unrest. Led by appellate court judges James Ho and Elizabeth Branch, who spearheaded a clerkship boycott of Yale back in 2022 and Stanford back in 2023, as well as Matthew Solomon of the U.S. Court of Federal Claims, the judges wrote in a letter to Columbia that they would no longer hire anyone who joins the Columbia University community, whether as undergraduates or as law students, beginning with the entering class of 2024. Freedom of speech protects protest, not trespass, and certainly not acts of threats of violence or terrorism. The judges wrote, it's become clear that Columbia applies double standards when it comes to free speech and student misconduct. So there you have it, kids. Now your $80,000 a year education, well, you're not going to be getting any good jobs based on that. So.
All right, anything else in the news right now?
I got one more quick one I want to slide in, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Joe Biden, a collection of Joe Biden getting lost, shaking hands and just meandering about. This
could be any video on any day. This is a special video.
This is a nice Maze Moore montage. Check it out.
Love
this is
Maze
cut
Moore.
number 1.
Like a spinning top.
Huh? Huh? You?
Oh my God.
Where? That way?
That way?
Okay. You?
This way.
No.
Nope. Just kidding.
I love the music.
Ooh.
Oh, hey. Who's there?
There's nobody there.
No one there.
Like Charlie Chaplin.
He's a leader, all right.
Oh, this is the one where Obama gets all the love.
Yep. No one knows you're in the room, Joe.
Oh, man.
There's Obama.
Nobody knows.
Nobody cares about Joe.
Pop.
Oh, let's go over here. Oh, see this?
Is that a trap door?
Look at how.
Whoa.
Look at his gait. Oh my goodness, he's about to fall on his face.
Yeah. Oh, this is the one the other day.
fell.
That's the one from the other day. Yeah. I'm gonna fight him. Who? I don't know. I gotta go change my diaper. I'll be right back.
Get off my lawn.
Right here, Pop. Come on.
Oh my
Come on.
God.
Time for ice cream.
That's that Visiting Angels commercial they made.
Who are these guys? They don't look like me. Am I at a 7-Eleven? Because you can't go there without hearing someone with an Indian accent, right, Joe?
Yeah. So there you have it.
They were articulate.
A little meandering Joe for you.
You have that story, a Pittsburgh shooter, right?
Yeah, we got
have
the clip if you want it. Yeah, go with the. You got the story?
Well, yeah. So I didn't want to step on your news.
All right, that's the end of the news with Delgado. Let's do some news with the host of Breaking Point.
That sounded dirty.
I thought you had the news and I had the video.
That sounded dirty.
What's going on?
Nothing. We got this video of this failed shooting attempt. Cut. I think it's cut number 7 in Pittsburgh of Bernard Polite, 26, trying to shoot Pastor Glenn Germany at the Jesus Dwelling Place Church in North Braddock on Sunday afternoon. Is that cut number 7?
Yeah, check this out. The gun jam.
Watch the guy now that just comes in.
Yeah. Now watch the preacher. He gets up like fists are cocked. He's ready to swing. But then he helps subdue the guy and get the gun away from him.
Wow.
Talk about the thumb of God getting in between the hammer and the...
Unbelievable.
Man. That reminds me of that bishop in Australia, Bishop Emmanuel.
Yeah.
Wow.
When the guy tried to stab him and the knife didn't come out all the way, so he suffered very, very superficial wounds, but, still attacked.
This guy's still carrying the gun right here in the white shirt.
I believe that's actually the deacon. He was filming the service and then jumped in, I believe.
Wow.
Pretty crazy.
From the back of the aisle when he ran down the aisle?
Yeah, he was behind the camera there that was filming, and he ran up forward to subdue him.
Good Lord.
Damon, I have some more stuff when we come back, but I just wanted to spend 1 minute on Matt Colangelo. So I'm in the trial room today, watching Trump sitting there.
Watching him cash checks from the DNC.
And we know the story of Colangelo, right? He's a higher up in the DOJ, quits his job, takes a demotion, goes into, the New York DA's office. But according to Federal Election Commission records, this is a new story from OAN, actually. DNC paid Matt Colangelo $12,000 in January 18 for political consulting. And a prosecutor gave... and he gave money to Obama's 2008 presidential campaign. Who these people are. He was a political consultant for the DNC. So not only is Biden's DOJ, and then I'm watching him grill the controller of the Trump organization about really, it was nothing, but it's planting the seed in the jury's head that hush money's bad, hush money's bad, hush money's bad, because they went month by month of the $35,000 a month that Michael Cohen got. He got $420,000. $130,000 of that was a reimbursement for the hush money. But really, just very depressing. I just wanted to share that. So,
I actually had this story as well. I have Brooke Singman's version over at Fox News. Ex-top Biden DOJ official now prosecuting Trump was once paid by the DNC for political consulting. So if you haven't seen this, whether it's David's version on OAN or this one I think I've shared this on our social media. John Solomon also has it on Just the News, I saw. Again, it goes kind of to the theme of the night, right? It's the theme of the night. They're just going to do it right in your face because they know, other than down in Florida, they're going to get away with this because the Biden's in on it. The White House is in on it. The DOJ's in on it. NARA's in on it. They're all in on it. They want us to believe that none of them are, and they all are, right in front of our face. There's no reason for a guy to leave the DOJ and go to Alvin Bragg's office.
No.
If he's not sent there on purpose. Nobody believes that.
30 seconds left. Still got a game. Yeah.
I got about 3 minutes quick stories.
2-possession game. Very tight game, man. Every time it looks like Indiana's going to pull away, Knicks come right back and tie it. So that same kind of pace that went on with the Sixers, no pun intended. They're playing the Pacers. Wembanyama won Rookie of the Year, huh?
Yep.
That's no surprise there.
Rob Gronkowski is not all here. Hey, Rob. No, Rob, you're not really as dumb as you look and sound and act and are.
Oh my God. Was he there?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
You're the first person born with CTE. Is that real? No, Gronk, I love you. You put the downs in touchdowns. You really do. You put the special in special teams.
What are we listening to?
The tard in Rob Gronkowski's
Oh, that's what's her name? The comedian? Yeah, Nikki.
Why? I'm so sorry, Rob. You haven't caught this much heat since you were microwaved as a baby. I'm sorry.
I'm not familiar with her, but she killed last night.
Sounds very funny.
It's
It's a good one right there.
Kim Kardashian, thank you so much for being here. I know Kim was terrified to be here tonight. Not because of this, but because her kids are home with their dad.
Not my thing, so I'm going to keep this short like Gronk's bus. Actually, let me get into this real quick. It pisses me off. I flew all the way out here, and you guys give me 60 seconds. My name is Dana. Is that not trans enough for you liberal fucks?
Good for him.
No? All right.
Oh, man. I wonder why they only gave him 60 seconds.
Oh, you know what else I did this weekend? I got my very first weed torch. You ever have one of these? I can't wait to fire it up.
Well, if you were with us in the commercial break,
Yeah.
just as we got to the end there, you may have heard Rick Delgado say, oh, you know what else I did this weekend?
Yes.
I got my first weed torch.
Yeah, my first weed torch. I'm excited to fire it up.
Would you like to explain what that is?
Well, for homeowners who have a weed problem in their gardens and, you know, through the little bricks and everything around your house, a weed torch is better than sitting down and spending hours trying to pull weeds. You just go there with it's got a long handle, it's got a thing, you just fire it up. It's like you're shooting fire.
Oh, okay. So this is not
awesome.
like Snoop Dogg sponsored nothing. Oh, okay.
No.
Wrong weeds.
No, it was a weed torch.
Weeds in the ground.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I can't wait to burn everything in the roundhouse.
Oh, okay. That sounds like fun, actually. Okay. Well, the other one sounds like fun, too. But, okay. Got it.
Weed torch. I totally
Weed
forgot.
torch. Yeah, got it. All right, fine. Let's do some sports. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell and MyPillow. Use our code LFS6B. You will not find any weed torches on MyPillow.com, but you will find great pillows, towels, and a bunch of other stuff. LFS6B is the code. Slickster, what's going on?
All right, let's get one more round of scores right now in the Garden. Good one, Knicks and Pacers. Knicks looking to tie it up, just 105-104. 5 minutes to go there. One more foul shot. We may have a tie game here. Like I said, 5:02 to go in the fourth. And no, it's 105-104. And Timberwolves and Nuggets, that's coming up at 10 p.m. Game 2. Minnesota leads that series 1-0 out in Denver. All right, get to a couple of quick stories before the show is over. Let's see. Here we go. We got, hold on a second, Big D. Oh, boy. I lost my place here.
Oh, boy.
Good Lord. Hold on. I got it. Female darts player refuses to play transgender opponent, forfeits match. We've heard this story a while ago. It's catching on again. Data Hedman said she didn't want to compete against a transgender athlete, Ryan Gatos. British female darts player Data Hedman refused to play against a transgender competitor in the Denmark Open over the weekend and removed herself off from the competition. Hedman was set to face Noah Lynn van Leuven in the quarterfinals of the tournament, but opted not to play instead and forfeited. Hedman pushed back on reports she pulled out of the match due to an illness and also declined compensation she may have lost due to her decision. No fake illness. I said I wouldn't play a man in a ladies' event, Hedman wrote on X. So good for her. And he goes into the rest of the detail, but I really like that story. We're seeing a lot more of that, Rick. You and I have been calling for that, so good to see. And Robert Kraft loved irreverent massage joke that sparked Tom Brady reaction. Jeff Ross said, this Netflix thing is catching a lot of fire, Big D, a lot of fallout from this. Tom Brady, it's not bad, but Tom Brady stood up for Kraft during the joke. This is Ryan Gatos of Fox News. Tom Brady stunned those watching his Netflix roast special on Sunday night when he ran up in defense of Robert Kraft and told comedian Jeff Ross not to say that bleep again after the roast master cracked a joke about Robert Kraft's massage. Ross, however, appeared on the Rich Eisen show on Monday and said he talked with the New England Patriots owner of the show and all was well. Come on, no way. He's having fun, Ross said. It's like that. His dad, Robert Kraft, is like a father figure to him. He was just showing his love to Robert Kraft, and Robert Kraft loved it. We had a great talk afterward. He was happy that I gave him a shout out. It seemed like it wasn't the only joke. I think the guy was just trying to be a misogynist, that comedian. Anyway, Big D, that's a wrap in sports. Back to you.
I see what you did there.
Yeah,
that's funny stuff.
Why do people say that there's no chat on X? I click on it and the chat's right there.
Yeah.
No?
You know what it is? I think sometimes when you click on it and then you leave it for a little bit, it kind of disappears.
There is some weird bug where it'll show up on a desktop, but doesn't show up on the app for some reason.
It shows up on my app.
2,214 people on X. That's pretty good.
I'm on it right now.
It's the second best night we've had other than the first night on X where we were about 8,000. So get the numbers up. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking. Let's do some news with David Zier. Mr. Zier, what's going on?
Well, Israel has taken off the gloves, but, Iran has this top secret drone factory where Hezbollah is trained. Lots going to fly over here. Israel had 50 targets hit as the IDF prepared for their ground operation today. Civilians warned to evacuate. Israel said they're going to go it alone if they have to. I think what's going on with the U.S. government is just so despicable. Really handcuffing Israel. And they had enough of it. And they said the ground offensive is necessary after 4 more soldiers were killed by rocket fire out of Rafah. And that's what they're going to do. So also, an undocumented immigrant arrested for kidnapping and assaulting an 11-year-old, sexually assaulting, I think, in Lake Worth, Florida. Pick number 1. We have Marvin Dionel Perez Lopez grabbed the 11-year-old boy by the hand and forced our 11-year-old girl by the hand and forced her into his van where he assaulted her. Really tragic story. In other news, the IRS is going to increase audits. They plan on tripling the audit rates of large corporations with assets more than $250 million, large partnerships with assets more than $10 million, wealthy individuals with a positive income of more than $10 million. But don't be fooled. They're coming after the middle class, and they will be ordering you. Today, the Chic Hotel in the heart of Broadway, according to the New York Post, is turned into a shelter right next to where Wicked is playing on West 50th Street, right off of, just across from the historic Gershwin Theater, 226 West 50th Street. 141 rooms of the old Square Hotel are going to be turned into an illegal paradise. I thought that was interesting. And just remember, Slick, you touched on all these corporations and all these big mega billionaire donors that are funding these anti-Israel protests. They've been training for 7 months for this. And if you go on the Wall Street Journal, put in how campus anti-Israel protesters were encouraged and trained by outside activists, how they took basic gentrification meetings up in Harlem near Columbia University and instilled this pro-Palestinian, comparing what Israel's doing and settlements and everything with the pro-Palestinian cause, and are radicalizing people all over the country in city after city. Really just an incredible article. So again, go to Wall Street Journal and look up anti-Israel protesters encouraged and trained by outside activist. And that's all I have for you tonight, Damon. I'll be back on the ground. And one more quick thing. I'm interviewing Nick Giordano, from the host of the PAS podcast. He is a college professor. He's on all the shows tomorrow night about college campuses in chaos and colleges under siege. And we're going to box that up for Rav and share it with you guys. And that should be a lot of fun. And I'll be on the ground again at the Trump trial. Andrew Giuliani's going to do the first half of the day, and I'm going to do the second.
On Wednesday?
Rav. Tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
And Wednesday, there's no court. Maybe back Thursday and Friday. We'll see.
All right, very good. David Zier, we'll keep a lookout for that, and maybe we'll see you tomorrow night after your special. Rick Delgado, anything else on your radar?
All right, well, just piggybacking off of what David was talking about, the protesters, Wayne Allen Root, you know him.
Yeah,
He's got a show right
baby,
here.
right after us. Come
exactly.
on.
He had a warning for President Trump saying this crisis and chaos in America is all about Obama. Get ready for what's next. Hint, he says, his hint, Damon?
Yeah.
Michelle Obama.
Oh, come on.
That's what I said.
Stop.
Here we go.
You and Slick keep riding this train like you guys are trying to collect this award.
I haven't talked to Wayne.
Solomon, it got you. We own you two.
Slick, have you talked to Wayne Allen?
No, I have not.
We haven't talked to him, but he's come up with the same thing we have. The
I'm
anarchy,
in that camp as well.
He says the anarchy in college campuses.
1 on 3 here.
He says the anarchy on college campuses, it's all Obama. Why do you think it's all centered around Columbia University? This all started at Columbia. He says, class of 1983, he says, I am a witness. We were taught to hate America and support socialism and communism. Even back then, all my Columbia classmates wanted death to America. We were taught the Cloward Piven plan to destroy America, the U.S. economy, and great American middle class, and, of course, capitalism. So, again, this is coming from one of our contemporaries here on the network. That what we're seeing has been something that David, you're talking about. This has been kind of in development for a long time. We saw the first iterations of it back in 2020. Now we're seeing them again,
and it goes way back to Cloward Piven in the 1960s.
So there you have it.
Contemporaries.
Yes, contemporaries. Wayne Allen Root. He's on the network.
Doesn't that mean you think he's older than you?
Of course he is.
He might not be.
As always, we salute our military, active and active police, firefighters, first responders, EMTs, everybody on the front lines protecting us. Thanks, guys, on the show. Aaron Fran, great job as always. Most of all, thank you, the live from Studio 6B audience. We'll see you tomorrow night, 8 p.m. right here live from Studio 6B.